Hello guys, welcome to the Tuesday forecast, and let's get started with the Euro and the US dollar. So there was an opportunity to enter on a trade, which I personally stayed out of. So I was seeing this descending structure, I was seeing a nice push down, and I was looking for a flag at this point. Then we got the first pullback. At this point I wanted to see more of a range because of this aggressive pullback. I wanted to see a nice clean flag. And another warning sign for me was that we got just a one candle break. So that is usually a warning sign, and it usually tends to just break and reverse. Then we did get that flag. So right here, this would be the entry candle for the flag. And for me personally, as I said, I wanted to see more of a range, so I stayed out of this trade opportunity. And then we broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced. So currently this is forming a larger descending structure, and this is high probability to reverse to the upside. So of course I'm looking for a reversal, I'm looking for a large push up and then a nice flag, or I'm looking for this V range, another push up and then a nice flag. Also I will be on the lookout for a nice clean smaller descending structure and then a reversal and the flag. This would be of course a very high probability when we see a smaller descending inside of this larger descending structure. Or what can happen, we can start to get an ascending structure, and then I'm looking for that reversal to the downside. What I would like to see, I would like to see a nice large push here and then a flag, because then this would be an impulse in the same direction as the descending. So we have this descending and then we would get this nice impulse, large push to the downside. But I need to see a large push, I need to see one more candle push down. This one candle break is just not enough for me personally. So if we do get that sort of a formation, a descending and then a push down, I'm looking for a trade. This is common on the euro pairs, they like to do this sort of price action, so definitely going to forecast it. That's about it for EU. Let's take a look at EJ. There was also an opportunity to enter. So same thing as on EU, I was seeing a descending structure. Let me mark it out. So right here, descending structure and then a nice impulse push down, but one warning sign was it was a one candle break. So I wanted to see a nice tight flag formation, but what we actually got, we got this aggressive retrace, and then at this point I wanted to see more of a range, so something like this, and then I wanted to see a nice break and a retrace. But what we actually got, we got a tight flag. This would be the entry candle, but it was not enough of a range for me personally, so I wanted to see a nice wider range, and I wanted to see more of a push down. So this was just a one candle push, not really enough. That is why I stayed out of this trade. So two reasons: first, just a one candle push; second, no range after the first pullback, just a quick flag. Then what happened? We broke the low, we got some nice momentum. And at this point I was also looking for a trade, but I wanted to see that also nice tight flag and not that aggressive retrace like this. What we actually got, we got that aggressive retrace. So at this point this was a no trade zone for me, because I saw an aggressive retrace, and when I see an aggressive retrace, especially on the Japanese pairs like the euro and the Japanese yen, I am staying out of any trades. That's just my rule. It usually tends to either reverse, or it tends to just create a larger range. And since I am a trend trader, I'm looking for a trend. Okay, so then what happened? Well, we broke the low, retraced, and now we are forming a nice clean descending structure, same as on EU. Nice descending structure, and of course I'm looking for a reversal to the upside. I'm looking for a large push up, looking for a flag, also looking for a V, small range, another push up, and then a nice flag to the upside. I am also seeing if we can get more of a descending structure and a reversal to the upside, something like this. This would be then a smaller descending inside of this larger descending structure. Very high probability, especially on the euro and the Japanese yen. I know when I see a descending structure, then on the euro and the Japanese yen, it usually starts a nice trend in the opposite direction. So that is a characteristic for this pair, and I am liking this price action. Another possibility is that we continue down, then I would look for a flag. As I said, on the euro pairs we can get this descending channel and then get an impulse in the same direction. So this would be very high probability for me personally. And another possibility is we can get an ascending and then reverse to the downside and then look for that flag to go short. Now let's switch over to the Aussie and the US dollar. And this one just reversed from a descending structure. So we had this really huge trend, small pullbacks. This is the exact way that the Aussie likes to trend. We get this no momentum shift, small pullbacks, and then it just continues down. So this was a textbook trend. And then we created this sort of a pausing formation, I would say distribution, which signaled to me that the move is over. So as we can see, we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the high, retraced, and now we got this impulse push to the upside. So we did create this sort of a descending, sort of a slowing of momentum, not really clean price action, but it did show us potential for a reversal. And at this point, I have to say I was looking for a trade. So I was looking for maybe a nice tight flag or something like that. But what we actually got, we got that aggressive retrace that I'm always talking about. So we can see we got a V. When I see an aggressive retrace, I'm not taking any trades. I'm waiting for the break of the low or the high. So currently waiting for the break of the low or the high. If we get a range, a V and a range, push down, look for a trade. Common pattern on the Aussie and US dollar. If we get a descending, I will look for a reversal to the upside. Maybe something like this. Or if we get more of an ascending structure, I am looking for that reversal to the downside and then, and then a nice trade. I would also like to see a nice push up and then a flag, because I'm seeing this sort of a trend start. So if we get another push, I will classify that as a trend to the upside, coming from a descending structure, so high probability and definitely looking for trades. If we get a large impulse down, I am looking for a flag, but it really needs to be a large impulse and show me some nice conviction. So currently waiting to see if a trend will start to the upside. If it does, I'm definitely interested, but this current price action is not looking clean. It's not looking good. We had this weird formation that sort of was a distribution and the pausing phase. Then we pushed to the upside, got this aggressive retrace. So not really showing me much potential, but let's see what will happen in the next few days. It's only Tuesday, so the markets are predominantly range bound on Mondays and Tuesdays. Okay, so let's see what I can see. We had this descending structure. Prior to that, we had a huge trend. This is a textbook trend. Really nice. As we can see, huge legs, no momentum shift in the pullbacks. It can't get any better than this. And then what happened? Well, we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced, so signaling the end of the move. This was the end of the move. Maybe some people were looking for a trade at this point. So maybe some people were seeing this as a nice impulse, nice clean close, and a continuation of this downtrend. For me personally, I was getting warning signs in the prior price action because we broke the high retraced, broke the low retraced, broke the low retraced. I was seeing that the momentum was starting to slow down. I did like this candle, I did like the clean close, but for me the entry point was just too far, so I wanted to see how we reacted. If we got maybe a nice ascending, no momentum shift, I would maybe consider taking a trade, but really needed to see that clean price action. And what actually happened, we got an aggressive retrace. As we can see here, we got a V to the entry point. Entry point would be this inside bar. So when I see an aggressive retrace, I am staying out of any trades. I'm looking for the break of the low or the high. We then broke the high, retraced, broke the high, got some momentum, but then again got an aggressive retrace. So at this point I was seeing this reversal from a descending structure. So we started to form this descending, as I said, and then we reversed to the upside. So I was interested in a long trade right here, but I didn't want to see an aggressive retrace, which is exactly what we got, unfortunately. So when I saw this, I stayed out of any trades, and I'm currently waiting for the break of the low or the high. What I can forecast is we can get this V, range, push down, look for a trade. I would really like to see for the momentum to continue, and then maybe we get a nice trade opportunity, a nice trend, because as I said, when I see an impulse pullback and then another impulse, I classify that as a trend. If we start to ascend, I will look for a reversal as usual. If we start to descend, I will look for a reversal to the upside, like this. And so also what I can forecast, we can get a nice push down. If it's a really large push down, I'm looking for a trade. What is also important to note that the first reversal after this huge trend usually fails. So I am kind of expecting for this reversal to fail, and then maybe we get another descending structure. This is a common pattern on the Aussie pairs. We can get something like this, and then another descending, and then this reversal usually tends to work out and we start a trend in the opposite direction. So definitely something to note and to keep in the back of your mind, that the first reversal after a huge downtrend usually doesn't tend to work out. Yeah, so that's about it for the forecast. Hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it, got some value out of it. Currently not seeing a lot of potential in the market. I am liking the descending structures on the euro pairs, but sitting on my hands waiting for maybe tomorrow. We usually do get some nice moves on Wednesday, so let's see what happens, and I will see you guys in the next forecast.